welcome to this video. Art here. We're going to discuss sprints again from the book. There are tons of videos about what you should do in a sprint, but not so many what you should not do in a sprint. So here you go. This week is about what you should not do in a sprint. And it's really all changes to the process. As with everything, you can change processes. It's just something that somebody ever wrote down. So break the rules, but never do it on the first go. The thing is, design sprints are tried and tested. So you should have really good reasons before you start changing the process. And also, if you change it, really reflect on the changes, whether they worked for you and whether you should keep it. First-time users, I would really recommend against changing the method that's in the book. The first one is about preparation. Never come unprepared to a sprint. And it's maybe really obvious, but it's also really necessary to stress it. Because sprints, they save you a lot of time. But also the stakes are really high. And the investment is quite high. You put a lot of people in a room for a week, so all eyes are on you and you better perform. And there's nothing so distracting than running out of supplies. So always have a good preparation and make sure you have all your supplies sorted out. And not just make sure you have them, but also check it. Be sure there is a battery in your time timer. Make sure there's your Sharpies are not dried out. And you have enough, because people always steal the Sharpies. Also, preparation is not just bringing the supplies, it's also doing your preparation work. It's preparing yourself for the challenge that you'll be facing, but also prep the participants in the room. Send them some emails. Let them know what they'll be up to in the week. So everybody comes in the sprint room with the right mindset. And you can all focus on solving your challenge. And not focus on, oh, where's the next stack of post-its? Because really, you don't want to spend time on those stupid things that are easily preventable. And number 2 of things you should never do in a sprint, and it's about skipping the validation. Sometimes I get the question, can't we just keep it with the ideation and with deciding on the challenge and then stop the sprint and take it from there? But really, the validation makes the sprint. If there's no validation, it's not a sprint. Maybe it's more like a hackathon or just some execution. But if there's no validation, you can't call it a design sprint. Maybe, well, it would make you buzzword compliant. So you say, I did a design sprint, I know I'm as cool as everybody else. And then just skip the validation part. But that, of course, is not what it's about. It's thinking up solutions and test them. And that's the power of a design sprint. If you skip the testing, you don't have a design sprint. Really, it's as simple as that. And then my number 3 of things you shouldn't do, and that's postponing your conclusions. And it's quite tempting because it's really at the end of the week and it was an intensive week. You did a lot, you're tired, the group is tired, and you just finished your 5 or 6 user interviews. And then from all that data you gathered, you have to draw a conclusion. But you're all tired and already the beers are in the fridge winking at you like, oh, come and let's finish this. But if you don't do it right in the sprint, it's so much harder to draw the conclusions afterwards. And the data may be hard to interpret. There's a lot of data, so there will be conflicting insights, conflicting data, but you have to cut through it and draw firm conclusions. Really, the success of a sprint depends on it, because only your firm conclusions with a nice crafted story will travel forward in your company, because it's the end of the week, your design sprint bubble will burst, so you'll be just going back to your regular day job. And then, even if imagine, it's hard for you while you were in the sprint for that week, it's hard for you to draw conclusions. It's impossible for people who were not in the sprint. So never just present the data, always make a really good story that people can understand, and do it directly. Otherwise it gets harder and you also forget things. Your brain is full of what all happened. The longer you wait, the more details are gone and it will only be harder. So do yourself a favor, draw conclusions. And then number 4, never stagger a sprint. What I mean with that, don't be smart, say we have a 4-day sprint, so we will run it in 4 weeks. Every Friday we will have our sprint day, and then we have 4 days, which equals a sprint. It just doesn't work like that. A sprint is designed to be hyper-focused on solving that one problem. And what I see, if you let that go, the focus is gone, the momentum is gone, and really you're just busy catching up every day of what happened last week. And a lot of details are forgotten, and really it takes the energy out of a sprint, and you'll see it in the results. So don't do it, if you ask me. I hope this video helps you in creating even better sprints. And if you like it, maybe press subscribe. I really appreciate that. Press the like somewhere down here probably. And also do know, I just started a design sprint meetup group here in the Netherlands. Please join it. Things we discuss in the video, we'll discuss there in an offline setting, maybe with a beer and a pizza. How does that sound? See you there. Bye. Guess what? One of my lights just broke. Maybe it's best if we stop this video now. You don't believe this.